Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's What's Up Wednesday series, where we meet with guests of our network and share resources out to our industry. Today, we have Mandy Potts with us, who's the founder of Rising Business Consulting LLC, and she's going to be going over the core to QuickBooks online integration from a financial consultant perspective. So hi, Mandy. Welcome, and thanks so much for joining today.
Hi, Melena. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a long time in the works, so I'm glad we're finally getting this off on the ground.
Yeah, of course. So kick us off today, just briefly explaining kind of your role and how long you've been doing the Rising Business Consulting.
Absolutely. So I have worked, a lot of you may know me. I want to say hi to all my peeps out there. You may know me from working with ELV. I started in 2015, and then I started my own business in 2018. So I've been doing nonprofit consulting, financial consulting, budgeting for 3 years now.
Right on. Yeah, you've been around for a while.
Yes.
Kind of jack of all trades. You wear several hats for us, so we're appreciative.
Absolutely.
All right. So kind of explain what is this core to QuickBooks online integration, what that is, and kind of how it can be beneficial to providers from your perspective, kind of as an outside financial service for programs.
Absolutely. So I've been on board with ELV for a while. So we've been talking about this billing module, and I'm so glad that ELV went ahead and built their own billing module. It's very intuitive how you set up the payments. You can track your CCAP payments. You can track how much the parents are paying. You can see on a weekly basis what your billing is out, your AR for those accountants, and then what kind of money that you're getting in. So it makes it very easy to reconcile your AR with the cash payments that you're actually getting in, as well as looking at what CCAP, hopefully the difference of is what CCAP is going to pay you. And then you can reconcile down to what you're missing from CCAP or what you're missing from the parents. So starting that has been great. It's been super helpful. I know that I work with several childcare providers, and they've been able to really increase their AR as well as their visibility to seeing how much money they have coming in. And where some of the accounts are slower to pay, they can kind of change the payment terms. It really makes it intuitive and dynamic to helping out families as well. Seeing kind of what payments they have coming up. So it's great for both.
Right. Kind of keep tracking both sides of that.
As far as moving it to the QuickBooks, a lot of our providers and those providers I work with do use QuickBooks Online. It's the easiest, most intuitive way to kind of do accounts receivable, accounts payable, and manage your finances. But prior to, there wasn't really a link to tracking your payments and seeing what your AR was and then getting it into your actual financial system. So what ELV was able to do is create an QuickBooks integration where you can actually connect into QuickBooks, and there's a couple of steps that you have to do. They're very simple. You connect with QuickBooks Online with ELV Core, and you're able to run reports, have payment insight, and then actually have journal entries the way that you would book it into your financial software right out of Core. So it makes it really easy to A, have insight into those payments, B, to reconcile those payments, and then C, to actually have the journal entries ready to put into your financial system instead of having to really dig into it and do a lot of transactional back and forth. It's really a pickup from Core and into your QuickBooks. It's really great.
Yeah, the setup is pretty intuitive, like you said, essentially clicking on enabling the QuickBooks Online integration, logging into QuickBooks, and then it's there and available. So I guess speaking on that a little bit more, so how does it make invoicing and billing, that process, more smooth with that connection if they have been using it without it so far?
I would say the best thing that I can say is that now you have an audit trail.
Right.
Before, you were probably doing, providers were doing paper invoices and not really putting the thought into seeing what their accounts receivable is. They kind of just know this parent has this amount or this provider or what have you. And now they're able to see actual detail into what payments are missing. Also, if there's any errors, if CCAP didn't pay what they thought that they were going to get, they can reconcile into it. So it just gives you so much more insight into your financials, but flexibility as far as seeing it on a detailed level and seeing it on a summary level as you're making budget decisions and forecasting, do you have enough to run payroll for the next 12 months, or do we need to pull back? Are we not fully enrolled? It really gives you another layer of insight beyond just saying, are we enrolled or not? It's not just, are you enrolled? It's, are you enrolled, and do you have paying customers? Are you able to receive those payments? Because that's the next layer that makes you a business manager.
Right. Actually tracking that income. Right. Absolutely.
Exactly.
So for those who kind of are lenient or hesitant to take that jump, basically, would you recommend that connection if they haven't done the QuickBooks Online integration, if that's the next step they're thinking of?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There's two ways. Some of our providers do their own, so to speak, accounting. And it's great when you have a director that's able to see the payments in CORE, but oftentimes that information and the staff accountant that's putting it into the financial system is not the same person as the director that's putting in the payments.
Sure.
So it really gives them a good foundation where one person gets to see the same thing as the accountant, like whoever is creating the invoices and who is paying, and the parent and the credit card. That's a lot of detail. And now the accountant has insight into seeing how that's created. And it's not just, well, here's an invoice on paper. This person said we were going to get a discount, and they have no tracking.
Right.
So I think that's the greatest benefit, is that now it's auditable. You can see where those payments are coming from, and you're both having the same foundation of information.
Yeah, pretty much.
I would absolutely recommend it.
Right. Perfect. So from your experience, would you say that having prior QuickBooks knowledge would be beneficial to enable this, or is it pretty intuitive to kind of get going without any QuickBooks experience in the past?
Well, I would say you would have to have QuickBooks experience if you're using QuickBooks Online.
Sure,
if you have the basic QuickBooks Online of how to set up accounts, and you're looking at your customers, or you can look at AR or AP, you already have what you need.
Okay.
A lot of the times QuickBooks is also set up with your bank, and it's the exact same process where you allow that connection to happen between QuickBooks and your bank. It's the same thing for ELV. It's an integration where you just simply push the button to connect the integration with ELV to your QuickBooks Online. And it's really simple.
And it's there. Right. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, you've covered quite a bit. It's like most of that's even over my own head with billing. So I appreciate your niche of that. It's amazing.
Yes. And I really am talking to a lot of the providers and accountants on a higher level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really digging into those details.
Yep.
And for them, they're going to really know what we're talking about.
They're going to get it, right.
Yeah. ELV, CORE, and the billing and the payments uses the same wording and headers and titles that QuickBooks uses, so that those are really connected.
Right.
We really thought a lot about that. Or ELV did, sorry. ELV
it was in the works for a while, so that having that there is really, it streamlines even more of the processes that are already in place. So anything that we can do to help the providers out, that's exactly what we're aiming for. So
yes,
we will wrap up here. Feel free. I'll open it up to you for any final thoughts or suggestions for our network watching today, just in general or with QuickBooks and billing.
Great. I can show a couple of reports, but
absolutely.
What I would really like to show, what I really find the most effective, if you wanted to let me do some screen sharing
here. Okay, should be good.
Okay, perfect. You'll see I'm just looking at a demo right now in the provider, but in here, you're going to see in the parent billing, you're going to see in this here, it's going to have the QuickBooks integration. It's a simple click on it, make the connection. It'll say that you're connected. And then you'll see the functions of being able to run the deposit report. And it'll show you what were the deposited for that month. You can run it on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis. You can also see on a high level for accountants, if you just want to know what is the total for the month, you can set it up on a scheduled basis, where every month on the first of the month, you can run it for prior month. You can also run it for the prior 3 months in case there's any corrections or discounts that weren't captured. So you make sure that you're balancing to your bank, as well as looking on a monthly basis where you're just simply getting how much should you book on the AR, what is your cash, and what is the difference. It really makes it easy for you. It lists the accounts that you need to use, whether it's the bank account or AR, billing, etc. That's all set up for you. So I really can't express how much using the billing function in CORE has immensely helped increase revenue and the insight to that, but also now adding the next layer to be a better, stronger business person.
Right.
You can now connect these two and really marry what you have in your core billing system to what you're actually reporting in your financials.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect. Was there anything else you wanted to screen share, or was that kind of wrapping that up?
Yep, that was it.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Mandy. We appreciate it. We'll let everyone have their day back, and we'll see everyone back next week. Bye, everyone.
Sounds great.
Have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Mandy.